Hello and welcome to the Magic of Boot. This is Ronnie and I have Shudipta. We're recording our 68th episode of Magic of Boot. Long time no see.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think people won't recognize us after.
That's okay. That's okay. After the World Cup, you went to your vacation and I went to mine, and
Yeah.
then could not record in between. But
Yeah.
yeah, a lot has happened in entire January. Can't believe we just missed entire January. But
I kind of saw that coming actually. Like, even though I watched some games, but I did not actually feeling it, and up until like 2 weeks ago or something
yeah,
like
it
that.
takes 2 weeks after World Cup. It takes 2 weeks of time to, you know.
But
Uh,
it took actually almost a month for me.
yeah, yeah, no, fair enough. Uh, but a lot to talk. What to start?
I don't know. Maybe we can start from the transfer and then actually change it.
Yeah, sure. Chelsea got all the headlines for the transfers. Your initial reaction? I mean, there was bit of drama regarding Enzo Fernandez when they wanted him initially, and then it seemed like went off, and then it went back. Um, your thought on the price?
It's crazy actually. I'm not saying like he's not a good player or something. What we saw more or less what he can do. We have been like following him for years so far. But the problem is that like um, I don't know like if he is still owed like 120 million euro, it's too much actually.
Adds a
And
pressure.
and also like another thing is that I am a little bit worried about him because for a club like Chelsea, like after 2 or 3 seasons, I saw players are losing their form, except like for few players, I guess, like some defenders and Eden Hazard played it for a while on the top level, but other than that, like or Didier Drogba probably and Frank Lampard.
But that's
Other
we're
than that,
talking
like
about
nobody.
fairly long time ago, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But last 5 6 years, nobody is like consistent
Yeah, it's a wreckage.
anywhere. Yeah, and also like whoever they bought, even in that time, actually, um, it was sort of like this. Actually, after three season, nobody was following them. So
Um, yeah, it is interesting. Especially Jorginho moving on. I could see that. Um, but yeah, Chelsea needed some reboot, and obviously Enzo
mm,
Fernandez is a very good player. For Benfica, especially Benfica is very good at getting prices, what they want.
yeah, Rui Costa is like uh, probably one of the best negotiators so far I have seen. Um, he I guess like we have mentioned Benfica actually last after last transfer window because they were the highest gain club or something like that. Like they made highest profit, I guess, so far,
Yeah,
more than 100 million euro. And another thing is that like after, yeah, from that actually 120 million euro, actually 20 million euro will be gone to River Plate.
I think it's
So
38 actually. That,
no, it's altogether 38.
right.
20 million is like 20%.
And that's
So
the biggest transaction in recent history. Um,
yeah,
and that's coming from the third party, which is
yeah,
kind of
exactly.
blows mind. Um, so yeah, Enzo, not just Enzo Fernandez. There's Mudryk, I believe, is,
Yeah,
and who else?
Mudrik was like linked with Arsenal strongly, like since the December. But the problem is that with Arsenal, they are not going to chase someone or panic buy someone in
Hmm.
January, stuff like that. So
And
then
they're doing
Mudrik,
fairly
like
well.
Chelsea was.
Why should why should they go panic buying?
Uh, I guess like because of Gabriel Jesus injury. Um,
No, I can see that. I can see that. But still, they're going fairly
also
strong.
Yeah, but also like Gabriel Jesus was injured, and also Smith Rowe is still injured. So they only have like four players, I guess. Uh, and Arteta does not actually consider Marquinhos like on the same level. So he went out uh, on loan at the end of the on the probably on the deadline day. But they brought Trossard from Brighton, which is, I guess, like it was a good deal if you have seen that game against United, I guess.
Not just United. Trossard has been great.
Yeah, also, yeah, but yeah, there were some issues with Trossard and new
Brighton.
manager Deservi. So,
Yeah.
so they like sort of like they haven't seen each other faces for a while, and it was a 3 minute conversation when Arsenal was interested. So it was done in a day. But it's sort of a good deal because what Arteta was saying, like they were looking for someone who can actually get it running, and Mudrik was in their target because of his age and that skill set, especially on the left side where Martinelli was playing, and Martinelli was playing basically restless before that, actually, before Trossard came in or something like that. So they wanted to give him some sort of rest, and also, uh, yeah, Trossard can play actually each of the three or four position
Hmm.
in the front, so as a attacking midfielder as well. So it's a good signing in a way, and also tick those profiles. And for Mudrik, he's a, how can I say? Um, I saw his game against Real Madrid. I guess like that actually caught everyone's eye. His performance against Real Madrid, but you have to like think about that. Like Real Madrid defense is not that actually fast, you know. So also in a way he has speed and everything, but compared to Trossard and everything, like the experience, I think it would be a little
Hmm.
bit better selling for future. Chelsea got the better player for, but I, on another sense, like there was some I guess like 20 million euros was given uh, to Ukraine, for the war or something like that, to help the families who were affected by the war. So in a way, it's a good deal for him. He was looking for a big opportunity, and he gets it actually at the end. For club Shakhtar, it's a good money. They can probably rebuild the whole squad again.
Yeah.
um, they are actually selling. They have actually become the selling club like last 2 3 transfer windows. So yeah, they're
Well,
getting
there
some
used to
money.
be. I mean, Shakhtar used to have a lot of good Brazilian
Yeah,
like.
but like if you remember, like 10 15 years ago, they were actually buying players like Dogba or like older guys from
Hmm.
European football,
Right.
but they are not actually selling that much player. But yeah, that was two big signings. I don't know, like Chelsea bought so many players. Like, let me go through that actually.
Can't compete with
Uh,
Nottingham Forest though.
True, but Nottingham Forest also were they were also they brought John Joe Shelby from Newcastle, Nottingham Forest. Um,
Right on.
uh, yeah, actually,
And I think I want to mention.
Chelsea,
You go ahead.
Chelsea actually also got Joao Felix on loan. They are playing like 10 million euros to uh, Athletic and 10 millions to like all of his salaries to Felix. So it's a good deal for both of the both clubs and the players. I'm not sure about like Chelsea. Um, so far, it seems like Chelsea is like trying to get everything and what sticks around or something like that, sticks on the wall or something like that.
It's a lot of money. Well, Felix.
And I think Potter is not also involved directly in that like transfer window as well, because some of the players doesn't make sense actually.
Yes.
Some does actually, but some that doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arsenal got actually Jorginho on the last day when that was another drama actually. I guess Brighton manager and both of the uh, CEO, they did not actually want to sell Caicedo. There was this huge, like, long negotiation when Enzo Fernandez deal was at the beginning of the transfer window was closed by Benfica. Chelsea went for Caicedo, then Tottenham went for Caicedo. Um, and both of the case it was rejected and Arsenal went in and they thought like, okay, we are league leaders and stuff like that, but it doesn't work for Brighton apparently.
Um,
Keylor Navas has brought in to Nottingham Forest as well.
I'm just surprised. Like they're not going for um, some other names too, because I mean, Keller Navas obviously is a great keeper. No disrespect
Yeah.
to him, but still, I mean, dude, why do you need a goalkeeper when you're sitting on really, really bottom?
No, Nottingham Forest is, I guess, like in the
Mid,
13th position, 13th or 14th.
yeah, mid table. Um,
But it's like only 6, 7 points.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's it can turn anytime. And I saw one transfer from Southampton for Carlos Alcaraz. I used to
Mm.
actually liked him. I thought if he's staying for a couple of years more in Racing, he would have been better suited. But he's been taken a jump to the almost shipwreckage called Southampton at this point. Let's see how he deals with it. Very young player. And another very young player from Argentina, I guess, Maxim Peroni, has been bought by Manchester City. So that is a quite a jump. Uh, Obviously, he's a very talented player, but still, Manchester
And
City's
yeah, but they still kept him probably in Vélez.
no. He's been included in the Champions League.
Squad. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but I thought like it would be like similar to Julian Alvarez
yeah,
whenever they
no,
were
no,
talking about.
me too, me too. But it's apparently not. They want to use him right away.
Oh, okay. I guess it's because of what's his name, um, Kelvin Phillips' injury or something like that.
It
Or
makes sense.
apparently he's fat.
35%. But yeah, coming back. Uh, I hope Kelvin doesn't see this. Um, Coming back to the transfer, and it's mostly somehow some Chelsea transfer, as you say, it may make sense. Some doesn't.
Mm.
Tottenham, I don't get a clue. What is their direction? Why they're going for, and places such as example as Caicedo. And when I saw a linked to Tottenham, I said,
They
why?
brought Pedro Porro on loan. on the deadline day probably.
Yeah, I don't understand, and there's a bit of bust up between Antonio Conte, um,
The
you know,
board.
and the board, obviously, as if he didn't know that how Tottenham operates. Uh, and yeah, it doesn't just make sense for me. I can't think of what makes sense for Tottenham. The other part of Arsenal is obviously they're doing well, and they're in fairly good control on their this year's league. Um, but I don't know why they've gone for Jorginho. It seems like Arteta likes him.
Did not have any other option actually, and wherever they are going actually, so far everyone was asking too much money, and they don't want to spend in the winter transfer, especially. They
So
don't want
it's more of
to,
a stopgap.
yeah, sort of like that. It's um, they figured it out like well another case like El Neni is probably out of like until April May, I guess.
Okay.
um, and that actually pushed them, and also like Thomas Partey's injury, and Lokonga brought in the FA Cup game against City, and they actually lost the game, and his performance was not actually satisfactory. He was actually um, uh, yeah, he was brought into Crystal Palace on loan. So yeah, they needed someone actually like who can actually keep it running, like if
Kenny,
they're winning or something like that. mm, it's a different sort of profile. I'm not sure actually about that
I,
actually,
I was a
but
little surprised why didn't go for someone like Frank Cassie.
mm, Frank Casey doesn't actually may match those tick those box because
Well, he does in a lot of way because he can be very good replacement and also an addition to that dynamic midfield.
uh, so far what I've seen, like he's not even as good as Jorginho on ball actually.
True.
That is the main problem actually, and they needed someone who can actually probably hold the game.
Yeah.
On the Arsenal team, everyone is playing on like really high tempo, I guess.
Yeah.
So
No, makes sense.
I guess he's like last 20 minutes player or something like that to give some rest to Thomas Partey. And if you have seen the goal tallies of Arsenal, they score most of their goals in like first 30 minutes. So rest of the games basically is like, you know, yeah, also like they conceded actually a lot of goal again in the last 75 to 85, that sort of time. Also they scored, I guess it's probably like 50-50 or stuff like that. But the thing is that like they needed someone who can actually defend, you know. But I'm not sure actually about that. I'm like I was actually doubtful about his performance, like in the final third actually. But in the if you remember our we did analyzed his and Kante's positional output, and Kante's was more on the final third, and his was on the uh, their own third actually. He was winning the balls if someone was doing the heavy work, you know. So I'm not sure if he's still that player, but let's see.
Fair enough. I
And he's not gonna play actually, that much game if Thomas Partey is fit.
fair enough. Just to turn focus on Benfica because I saw they were linked with Alan Varela of Boca Juniors after Enzo have left. I don't know what's the status of it, but that itself is a very
Nothing yet.
exciting player and exciting team to be part of
Oh
if
no,
it becomes true.
there's no way to check it actually.
Yeah, because it's probably the window has closed, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess they will probably hold for a while because if they go, if they, I don't know, like they got that money actually in on that last hour,
Yeah. Yeah. If they had
and
a
if
more
they
time,
went for someone, yeah, if they went for someone in the last hour, they would have actually spent all those monies, and they are not getting the full money. I guess like it was 60 million
installments,
right upright, yeah, and that six installment after that,
right? No, but
60 or 80 or
no,
46.
it's really cheap. Boca Juniors, Alan Varela, compared to
Well,
that.
any Argentine players are cheap right now, so
Yeah. Well, except Enzo Fernandez. I don't have anything to add really on the transfers.
actually there are a few last minute transfer. Like I probably mentioned Joao Cancelo to Bayern
Yes,
Munich. There was a bust up um, between him and Pep, and it actually turned into, I don't know, really bad situation. And he wanted to play, and Pep did not want to give him extra minutes because, well, when we will discuss like why City is not like the same City, probably there was a video in I guess JJ Bull did it in Tifo, but there were some other issues actually. The recent games there was some development, but thing is that like City is not playing the same way as they were playing in the last season. So uh, in a way, Cancelo already like made an assist for Bayern Munich in their last game. So probably a good thing, and also like there, if they are this, if Bayern Munich decided to, how can I say, sign him permanently, they have to pay like 70 million euro or something like
that
that annual
doesn't
income.
happen with Bayern Munich.
Yeah, that normal doesn't happen, but they probably need, because like next season they will probably uh, release Pavard and
But Pavards,
Adzauri, I guess.
yeah,
I
Pavards.
guess like he is
Uh,
not in that on that level, so they will
if I'm
need
not
someone on
mistaken,
the top.
Pavards' contract is up by next season.
Yeah, after this season,
Yeah,
it's done.
yeah. So yeah, they might not get much. Um,
Yeah, but there is another development on the other side of United. Christian Eriksen got injured
yeah,
and he is out of and up until like April or end of April or May, I guess, around that time. And they bought Sabitzer from
yeah.
Bayern Munich. Actually,
That's an interesting one, definitely.
also a good one actually. They bought Weghorst already, and from Burnley, I guess, like or
Yeah,
so.
Bobo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, they needed someone who can actually press, and they like what's his name? Martial was like injured in every now and then, so then this some sort of consistency. And Marcus Rashford is apparently scoring all of their goals. So yeah, for front two three they have like only one player was set, and they needed someone to play. But in the middle, and probably so far his performance, I would say like defensively, or if you think about like pressing and everything, is sort of perfect, but Weghorst is not getting the goals, you know. But
Yeah, it
on the other side
does
of the
doesn't make sense. It's almost like he's more of a Luke De Jong 2.0. But
sort of like that actually.
yeah, and Eric Ten Hag
Basically, he
doesn't
was
play. Yeah, Eric Ten Hag doesn't play like that.
yeah, but Luke Diernan has a like a good head, you know, like his heading accuracy is like off the chart, and but Begorst is not like that guy. Begorst is like really good in pressing and getting the ball and try to win the balls in the final third. Uh, he was probably the highest. How can I say? He resulted the highest
Turnovers.
turnovers. Yeah, probably so far among the strikers. So probably that was the reason. And Sabitizer, I guess like Sabitzer. I guess he was not getting game times in Bayern, so maybe that is the reason.
Yeah, it kind of helps everyone or suits everyone. Um, any other transfers?
Yeah, there are a few actually. New one. Let's go through. Yeah, Marquinhos from Arsenal to Norwich City is a good loan for both of the teams. Um, oh, there was a transfer from Leeds to Roma, Diego Lorente
Yeah, that's
on
a good
loan.
one.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. And another one to Betis, Jose Perez from Leicester.
Lister.
He was not getting, yeah, he was not getting game times, and also like their structure. I didn't think apparently it fits him.
Hmm.
Yeah, but there are actually few from Arsenal, a lot actually. Cedric Suarez finally moved on loan actually from to Fulham. Um,
I saw Denis Suarez moving
he
to Espanyol.
Espanyol actually bought also like what's his name? Jose Graguera from Sporting Gijon. They need someone actually also. Oh yeah, another thing. Tottenham actually cancelled the contract of Matt Doherty, and he actually went to Atletico Madrid, and that was also another drama. Eh, Nobody actually noticed that, but apparently it was a big drama.
Yeah, yeah. With that,
Yeah, and also like I guess
there was someone in
what's his
PSG they bought.
Atletico Madrid also bought Memphis Depay,
Right, right.
and also Hector Bellerin also actually moved to Sporting Lisbon. Barcelona was
I
like
could not get why he was brought back in Barcelona in first place, but then yeah.
I guess like Xavi was too much into PlayStation or something like that.
Yeah, I guess he was prioritizing a lot of La Masia players or ex La
Mm.
Masia graduates, but then it didn't work.
Yeah, he has sort of like a soft spot for those players, but sometimes it doesn't work. But anyway, everything won't work. There were actually some signings from like Zortea from Atlanta to Sassuolo. I say it's a good signing.
Yeah, um,
Second.
I don't know if there's any more uh, like a real highlights of a signing.
Yeah, I guess. There was almost um, there was another drama from Chelsea. What's his name? Hakim Ziyech almost
Yeah,
signed for
eh, yeah. PSG.
PSG, but yeah, but it did not happen because of the paperwork. Yeah, Chelsea pushed the paperwork late, and it did not happen. But have you noticed that right now League One's top scorer is a guy named um, Florian Balogun from Arsenal. Actually, he was a loanee to Reims, and funny thing is that he already he already scored one hat trick, and he overpassed Mbappe as a top scorer.
No, I was not paying attention.
Yeah, but his like one touch finishing is like impressive so far. Like the hat trick he scored, like two long balls almost. Uh, if you remember that long ball from the '98 World Cup, Dennis Bergkamp.
Why you remind me that?
Yeah, thing is that like he did not receive this guy did not received it. He just shoot it. That was the difference. And he did a Thierry Ori celebration because he was talking with him just before the game. No, I could not find any important signings actually. Like
Yeah,
there are
that's.
important signings,
I
but
mean, obviously,
not not as big as yeah.
it's January window, and whatever happened, it's
Yeah.
even too much.
Yeah, I guess Chelsea actually signed probably they spent almost 300 million euro in in this transfer window, which is actually probably almost like five times of like other five league combined.
Yeah.
Is it too much?
Well, Mr. Graham Potter is on cooking pot. I don't know. He's in. He needs to
I
deliver,
don't think he is
otherwise.
in the yeah. I don't think he's in control. I don't know if you have seen today's game or yesterday's games. Like
I
Fulham
just
played
I
against
just
Chelsea,
saw a
and
little
it
bit
was
of
nil
glimpse,
nil.
yeah, of Kai
There
Havertz
was nothing
missing
basically.
some, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But there, other than that, like two chances, like and one half chances, one half, one like fairly good chance from Chelsea, and other than that, actually, the game was basically I don't know.
Now I
There was
realize
nothing.
why don't I mean, obviously Chelsea
They
want to
have
do.
11 injured players. I understand that, but they still have academy, you know. And from that academy, Mason Mount and Hudson Odoi, those sort of players came in. Um, and for some reason, they are not
Well,
trusting
they
their
cannot,
academies.
because of, it's an American owner, the new owner. They has to, set a precedent. Um, yeah, it's just bizarre to spend 300 million in a winter window. I guess they have to finish top four, otherwise there's sacking coming on.
But they're almost like 9 points behind of for City and sorry, in Manchester United and Newcastle. And also, what do you think of that Liverpool situation right now?
Uh,
They're 10 points actually. Right?
I think I've not seen much, but whatever Liverpool used to do, we talked about pressing and stuff like that, but they were fairly solid on the mid block. I mean, in the middle as well as in the back line, and they're not much
Mm.
solid anymore. And also, Allison Becker have costed some points. I mean, he did some. I can't remember against who. He was doing some silly mistake that you don't really associate with him.
I guess it was against Brighton or something.
Yeah, probably Brighton. Yeah.
Yeah, because Yeah, Brighton scored like 3 goals, 8 goals in like 3 games against them this season.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a little bit of mystery. I think they needed they needed some players. Um, I obviously they're not going to spend as much, but then it comes with the opportunity cost. Like either you spend or you just let it slip.
Thing is that like we talked about it after the Champions League final. They played against the Real Madrid,
Hmm.
and Real Madrid basically controlled the whole midfield. Um, and we talked about it, and like I almost felt always like they they always needed a lefty, in the mid three, uh, for some reason. Um, and their all of their midfielders, whoever was playing, they're sort of like one dimensional. Except for Thiago, sometimes he's producing something, but not always, not every game, especially in the crucial ones when they're playing against teams like Real Madrid or any other Spanish team. Their midfield struggled. Even that game against Barcelona, um, it was not actually performing that much actually.
Yeah, and also if you remember, they they were fairly good direct and dependent on the speed of the wingers and the
Yeah.
wing backs, and that started to fall off a little bit, and then it doesn't have that teeth on the attack. It doesn't have the organization in the middle. It just falls apart.
There was a funny statistics actually. They are in the second position of the highest average age players. Like their starting 11
Like
actually eight, like
they're
the
the older one.
whole older one, yeah,
Yeah,
older
makes
side,
sense.
second oldest side actually there. So the thing is that, and also the first one you would be surprised, Newcastle. But the thing with Newcastle is that like
They have more
players like
players on
Shelby,
bench rather than in the field.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Actually, like players like Shelby and others, uh, they're on the bench, and they are clearing house like slowly, Newcastle, because now they can afford players like Shelby used to play even in the last season, but um, since Bruno came in, Joelinton, that midfield is like really solid back line, that back five, especially with Pope, probably the best defense in Premier League right now. They conceded on yeah, less than even Arsenal, only like 11 or 12 goals so far, and three of them actually came against Manchester City. So it's too much. Also, they are really tricky. There was this game in against Arsenal. Actually, they were actually wasting times, uh, so that like Arsenal is a like really good counter-attacking team sometimes, and they're wasting times with like throwing balls away and stuff like that. And Arteta was complaining. He almost got like cards. So it was a funny, like they used everything basically, like all tricks and um, everything. But Spen Botman is a really really good signing. Trippier another one. um, Also, like he's a dead ball specialist again. um, they're solid midfield, and also what's his name, Almirion, he started scoring freely. um, One of the best, how can I say,
The
players right
Grealish
now in
joke
the.
didn't end well.
Grealish actually himself is on form, and I think City right now needs him more than they need. um what's his name? Phil Foden. But we'll go there in some City games or sometimes in future. But another thing is that like with Newcastle, I was talking about the age. Right now, like Arsenal is the youngest squad that they have, and they are sitting on top. Another thing, let's go to the what is it? What is the club? Napoli. Napoli squad is also like really compact. Also, probably the youngest, one of the youngest squad. Um, a- Also, another Barcelona when they are playing with like the younger guys, they are actually doing okay
Yeah,
in the league.
so Busquets
So
balance it out.
yeah, Xavi actually solved it with even with Busquets because they are right now playing Gavi as a winger on the left, and defensively they create sort of like a diamond, and sometimes like how can I say, like a uh, three three in the block, or sometimes when they are counter attacking, Busquets actually become a sort of like a number 10, and rest of the three players are going back and stuff like that, and create sort of like a shelter in front of the box. And also another thing, they played. Yeah, there is this super cup actually against Real Madrid, and for some reason Vinicius Junior is not playing well when Araujo was playing in the right. So there was an interchange between these center backs and right backs, and because the other center back is sorry, the other right back is what's his name,
Kunde.
Kunde. Um, and I saw there was this pass from Kunde to Dembele from the midfield, and he actually assisted. Basically, he's played like a defensive midfielder, those line breaking passes towards the forward. It was a brilliant pass, and Dembele finished it with a goal. So yeah, so what I'm saying basically, the right now it's sort of like a shifting. The football is shifting towards like a pace or something like that for some reason. This especially in this season. So it's getting a little bit interesting, you know.
Well, football was always like even when Liverpool were doing really well, they had pace. And
No, no, also like with age and everything,
no, no,
like average
I
age.
get that, I get that, but still, you have to refresh the squad itself.
Yeah.
Just cannot let it just sit on your favorite players or have the loyalty. Um, I understand loyalty, but it doesn't really always translate into good results. So uh, yeah, exactly. I mean, they needed, but I thought they were buying some interesting players, especially like
No, that is the thing I don't understand because they were linked strongly with Jude Bellingham
yeah,
after the Champions League final and everything. Um, and now they're still linked with like Steven Gerrard. Basically, he was sacked apparently, and after that he was getting interview for someone as a like a pundit or something, and he was saying like I will buy a plane ticket and drive him towards Liverpool. Like he was talking
are
about
we
Jude
talking
Bellingham.
about Jude Bellingham?
Yeah, yeah. And thing is that
So
like Jude
Gerard
Bellingham, why
is
would
giving
we?
an interview.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because he's not a manager of Aston Villa
No,
anymore.
no,
So
obviously, and thankfully,
yeah,
yeah, I
so
guess as Aston Villa is doing well.
yeah, but well,
Well, he
there
might
are
he
still
might bring
things
back
going on in
Coutinho,
us.
right?
Yeah, Coutinho, I guess like he's going away somewhere. I don't know. He's has not actually played started
After Gerard
game
had
in
left.
this year. After yeah, also in this year actually apparently. His goal contribution so far is zero, no key passes in 20 games. So yeah, probably he's going away after that this season. But that's a different issue. But there's still rebuilding going on in Aston Villa, and they're sort of like sitting in the middle. And trying to eye on that, like
Conference League.
conference league, or I don't know, Europa League or something. But it would be tough. But what I'm trying to say is that like they are still, well, half of the Liverpool supporters probably believe that like Jude Bellingham is coming to Liverpool or something like that. That is the thing I don't understand. When you had chance, why not spending money or rebuild or something like that? Next season they are not probably going to play in the Champions League, most likely. Actually, how so far what I've seen from them actually, and what how United are playing, and also like say Manchester United and also like Newcastle United, both of the clubs are playing, and Tottenham is sort of like on their shoulder, even though they are not playing that sort of like attracting football or something like that, but still they're on the shoulder. I don't see them actually overthrow.
Yeah. But
So I don't
Chelsea
know,
just spent
but
300 million.
yeah, I don't know like how to react to that actually.
And they
And
will
if
spend
you
more, obviously. They
yeah
have to eye for a striker.
yeah
The cursed place of
yeah
Chelsea shirt.
another number number 9. With the thing is that like I don't understand that actually. But they are actually apparently giving players contract for like 7 8 years. Yeah, because if you give player contracts with like 7 8 years, like they bought Enzo Fernandez, and that deal is up until 2031. So it's like an 8.5 year, and your 120 million will be divided by 8, so apparently it will be counted as like how much, I don't know, 10
15?
something million.
15?
Yeah, 10 15 million, yeah.
Okay.
So that's how they are beating FFP rules, and that's why actually FIFA is like overlooking this rule again. So it's getting crazy actually. Also, like Barcelona is trying to,
Well, they
I guess,
will
thinking about
get
something like that
Busquets
actually.
40 years. Uh,
Uh, well, if Luis Enrique was there, were there, he would have actually played for 40 years. I don't know.
well, yeah, he still can play, I guess. Um, by the way, I don't know if I've seen. There's a guy called Dani Alves in the jail for some
Yeah.
accusation, and he's playing soccer in jail league.
Well, but the thing is that like I guess like the accusation is probably serious
Yeah,
because
it is
his
serious.
girlfriend or wife, I don't know. She already left him probably, or going legally left him or something like
Yeah,
that, because apparently there were news like she deleted all the photos and everything. So
yeah. Uh, let's not go there. Um, but yeah, coming back to English Premier League, as an Arsenal fan, could you have asked better season than this so far?
nobody actually overseen that actually. So
Look, you are even choking up. Can't believe it.
yeah.
Well, take a moment. I guess you're not used to it.
Yeah, nobody was. Thing is that like there were I saw some podcast, apparently some City fan right now is furious why Pep Guardiola left, um like let Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus go or something like that.
Yeah,
Liverpool.
it's always works in retrospectively because certain teams are doing well. Um, there was, I, you can recall David Villa going into Atletico Madrid and win them the league. You can talk about Luis Suarez going
Suarez.
into Atletico win them the league. So it always works in retrospectively.
uh, Yeah, but apparently it did not work for Antoine Griezmann or something.
Yeah, yeah. So far, but Anton is doing better in this season.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but as you spoke about Zinchenko, I mean, he was is a great player, and he did make one mistake on that final against Chelsea in the Champions League. I think that's why he had to go. Uh,
But
and Cancelo was
apparently,
there.
yeah. If you think about that whole like the whole situation, he would have hadn't actually done that mistake if Rodri was playing from the start. Because on that match, Gundogan started
No,
the
let's
game, and
no
he
no
was not even
totally
like,
fine, totally fine. But if you have to blame
yeah,
someone, that's
yeah.
him. But Zinchenko have
Yeah, but you cannot blame these sort of things. Like
it
one
happens.
mistake is
Yeah, it happens.
yeah, it happens. Where even the biggest player,
Yeah, but Zinchenko is doing very well. Um,
he's sort of like their leaders or something like that. Their spiritual leader or something like that. Then also, um, he is the one apparently is talking in the huddles.
dressing room. Yeah, and
Yeah,
all the big game talks and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And also, I guess like he already owned like full Premier League. Um, if he win this year, it would be he for him and Gabriel Jesus. It would be like their third consecutive Premier League win, and that is actually a huge experience there. And this Arsenal team, except for I guess like Bukayo Saka and Granit Xhaka and I guess like um, yeah, those players they only won FA Cup, but nothing else. So it's sort of a big, how can I say, big boost up in a way, and you need those sort of experience. And sorry, Arteta was talking about experience when they were actually introducing Jorginho. Also, Trossard has some sort of experience. So they needed those sort of things like players who can actually think in the game, because they already have like brilliant runners like Gabriel Martinelli. He signed a new contract, and he was like, when people were asking him like, because his contract was expiring in like 18 months or something like that, he was replying to the journalist that like, I only need a pen and paper, stuff like that. So they're on that sort of level, and I guess like they already um, extend the contract of Gabriel, um, and they are still talking about like an extension for Saliba and Bukayo Saka. And for Saka, I guess like he's an interesting player, and everything, I don't know, like it feels like he still has a one more gear,
Yeah,
he hasn't shown or something like that. It seems like that actually, and he can go there. So does Martinelli as well. And another thing is that, like, have you seen that pass from Martin Odegaard against
City.
Tottenham?
All right.
No, Tottenham or United, I forgot actually, because he was touching the ball like on that same pass twice and give that pass to in front, and it was almost like a true pass, and almost I guess like who was there? Someone was there, and he almost scored because goalkeeper came up and
Oh,
he
right,
blocked it.
right. It's again Tottenham.
Yeah, yeah. So that pass and everything seems sort of like slow down, like around Odegaard or something like that, and he decide what is happening and stuff like that. And those players need someone who can actually, like have give some sort of experience to winning mentality or stuff like that. And they were talking about these sort of things in the press conference a lot recently. So yeah, probably that was the reason they needed those players, and that was the reason City is like upset a little bit because next season I guess like they're going to lose Bernardo Silva.
Um, True. So just to just clarify, obviously, Arsenal are enjoying a fantastic run, while people have been kind of surprised by Manchester City not
Mm.
performing like they used to.
Yeah, but thing is that like it's sort of their transitional season, because a lot of new things came in, and also like not a lot of uh, Kelvin Phillips is not sort of like a Pep Guardiola type of player.
Yeah, I was surprised when they got
With
him.
yeah, also Cancelo just left, and also right now they're sort of trying to adjust a little thing. Like when like uh their game against Arsenal is coming up, so like we will probably cover that. Like make it, I have a already preview on my mind, so we'll talk about that actually. There, have you seen that goal against Arsenal in that FA Cup
Yeah,
match? So it actually came because of the movement of Julian Alvarez. So that is another thing. Like in he's sort of I'm talking about Pep. I think he's trying to find a way
to
to
incorporate
accumulate all
Julian.
those. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Julian normally, whenever he starts, he delivers somewhere or another. Uh, but yeah, I mean, everyone kind of thought, after Haaland kind of started and
yeah.
took the storm, and City would be unplayable. That didn't happen.
No,
So it
and
does tell you that it's not always what people kind of think, that the popular theory of having a fantastic number nine would give you everything you want.
yeah, if that would happen, actually, like Brazil would have won every World Cup or something like that because they always have a like a really good number nine, almost
Brazil,
every time. Yeah,
uh,
almost.
Fred, I don't know if it's
No, not talking about that actually. Before that, up until Adriano.
right.
But yeah, like football has changed actually, and it's sort of I already mentioned average age of the squad
Mm.
players and stuff like that. And it was interesting to see De Bruyne. Like everyone thought so far, like Phil Foden as a natural replacement of Kevin De Bruyne.
No,
And
it's not.
right now, I'm thinking about actually Julian Alvarez is better. How can I say? Especially in the positioning sense,
Yeah,
because when Alvarez was operating around that deep box area, uh, and De Bruyne basically was occupying the half space in the on the right side, and they sort of created a trio around that area because they saw an opportunity because Partey was injured and there was a little space, and they made the space, especially the movement of De Bruyne and Alvarez, especially on that side. So that was not actually there, but they created that space and they like took two or three shots from there actually. So I think what other people think about Alvarez, I don't think actually he is a versatile player and
his cheat
he,
code.
yeah, sort of like that actually. And they have another cheat code who is already scored 25 goals, which is insane so far. um, so yeah, they don't have this balance yet, but it's not normal actually. Like um, I'm not surprised so far.
Okay, I guess we talked about almost everyone other than United. Were you
Yeah.
kind of impressed by so far? What have Eric Ten Hag done with this squad?
They almost have like eight, nine really good players, like on form players. Seven, eight players actually, and at least like three, four of them are performing regularly so far. Most of the time, right now, like Rashford is like on
In very good
red
run.
hot form.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so he's scoring in every game so far. Um, but what they're missing in the someone who can come in the right side, because Garnacho is playing well, but he's playing on that left side
Left side.
because
Yes.
right-footed. Yeah, thing. But whoever playing in that right side
Anthony
is sort of
is
like a
not.
black hole,
Yeah.
and
Talking about
people are making
Anthony, he's
so many.
not. Is not what not as consistent,
No,
right?
I think no, I think he either lost his game or something like that. But that is so mysterious for some Brazilian players sometimes. Like sometimes somehow they sometimes they lose their
Run.
like, how can I say, yeah, exactly. I saw him actually like in Ajax. He was running in both ways and like trying to do something, but it was like one-sided. Like, how can I say, if you saw his heat map, is basically on that side like this actually. Okay, it it doesn't make sense. But for some reason he cannot see it. Probably Eric Ten Hag was seeing it. He was probably trying to reach him out, but I don't know, for some reason it's not working. But other than that like they had a good, like a really basic midfield trio. Um, because when Casemiro came in, actually, uh, it gave sort of like a stability and the like especially defensive block, because McTominay is not like a natural number six. He's basically ball carrying midfielder or stuff like the central midfielder. But he had to play in that role, and people are judging him, but he's not that guy, like who can actually. He'll probably carry the ball from box to box and stuff like that. But with Ericsson and Bruno, it created sort of like a, how can I say, really, it was really functioning, and that actually creates a lot of chances. And Bruno, I guess, like his goal involvement already surpass 100 in probably 160 or Premier League games and stuff like that. So, and since he moved into Manchester, actually he was the highest like a chance creator in Premier League since it's moved to Premier League. So they are using, like, Ten Hag is using him basically like really perfectly, and Bruno Fernandes is getting his supply actually from that right backs. Um, Both of the right backs are playing well so far, and also like from Ericsson. So that's why actually this two team actually looks really like solid, and also like when Lisandro Martinez, probably they're one of their best signing along with Casemiro. That actually made them actually solid on the back, even though their left back position sometimes like it was hanging, but still it's functioning because of both of their
Yeah.
defensive work. And we discussed about Casemiro, how sneaky he is. Like he sometimes picks up players and get away without cards or something like that. So he's a brilliant player in that sense. Um,
Kind of he reads whatever in the mind of referee and just stop gaps.
Not only that, like he creates sort of like a shelter
No, that's what I'm saying. He
inside.
stops gaps.
Yeah.
That appears through the movement of the players. Um, but yeah, I don't have. I mean, please enlighten me if I've missed anything that is interesting
I
happening
guess
in
like
the Premier League.
yeah, Fulham is still sitting in sixth or seventh, I guess. They like already have a stallment with Chelsea, like today or tomorrow,
Yes, yeah,
yesterday or
today.
something.
Yeah,
So thing is that like probably their best signing is Polina. Like this guy is like controlling everything from the back, and we are talking about Casemiro effect in United. It's the same effect
for Fulham. Yeah,
came, yeah, for Fulham. Um, and he's an interesting guy actually, like the work ethic and everything, and also like creatively. If you think about it, they don't offer that much actually. But the thing is that like whenever they're making the like in Premier League, you have to be like on toe to block those like passes and everything, channels and everything. And he is like really good at those sort of things.
yeah. Uh, uh, I didn't realize they're still up there on the sixth. They didn't have to spend 300 millions for it. Um,
Yeah.
but coming
And
back, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, Brighton is so like still hold of Caicedo, and probably they will probably sell him in the next transfer window. But it was interesting to see actually how they fight against big clubs like Chelsea, Tottenham, and Arsenal. Apparently,
No, when they
um,
hired Roberto De Zerbi, I said, I like this guy, um, and it suits the players, suits tactically, and the players they have are. And I think I've missed one signing. Is Buenate was signed in
yeah,
this window. He's injured, but
yeah.
they have an eye for some brilliant players. Um,
Also, Mitoma is getting uh, game times, and he's sort of how can I say impressed everyone. And he also has a master thesis on dribbling, one-to-one dribbling. So he's
very
doing it practically.
yeah, just a very exciting player.
Yeah,
And not just that. I mean, there are a lot of dribblers out there who knows just one or two tricks. He seems to have full of tricks. One, and his finishing is as cool as you can get.
have you seen that goal against Liverpool, like the FA Cup goal?
Yep,
He actually touched the ball twice before he put it in the net on the right foot.
and that's his
It
weakest
was,
weaker foot.
is it? No, I'm not sure.
I thought he's left-footed.
Oh, I thought he's right-footed actually when he touched that ball.
Let me check. I think he's left-footed.
Well, another thing about Brighton is that like how they receive McAllister. Um, he mentioned that like a lot of people from Argentina right now is following Brighton, and even Lionel Messi was commenting on that their post.
Oh,
So
sorry, he's right-footed. My bad.
okay, okay, yeah, because he was playing on the left. So, but how he like overpowered like all the whole midfield on that side, and also like has Liverpool right backs and center backs. It was brilliant actually. Also, like his positioning in the set pieces is also like important for them actually. Funny thing is that like Arsenal only conceded one heading, yeah, one header, and it was from Lisandro Martinez, who is apparently too short for Premier League.
Uh, who signed Suter of Australia?
I forgot.
Is it Wolves?
Probably.
Let me double check, but because his giant guy Suter. Um, It's not coming. Lister. Lister got him.
Uh,
Uh, but yeah, I mean, he must be the right person for Premier League, isn't it?
well, only if it works. Um,
Only if he can score against Arsenal in a header.
well, good luck. Brentford is also doing well. Ivan Toney is in brilliant form. Apparently, probably he's furious, still furious. He could not made it to the World Cup, and he's taking it on the opponent. So
Yeah, he has next 3 years to take revenge. Uh,
yeah, but apparently I don't have anything to add
add on the
actually. Because, yeah,
No, I have to be honest, I didn't see a lot of games as well, so I don't have.
me neither actually. I was busy most of
So
the time.
so what are you gonna talk if
We like yeah we normally talk Premier League and Italian League together,
okay,
so we can go
let's
there probably.
let's talk
There
about
we can start with the Super Cup probably or something.
it Coppa Italia.
Yeah, Coppa Italia,
Yeah.
and it's sort of following La Liga's footstep. Apparently, it actually hold in the Saudi Arabia. I don't know,
Did they?
uh, or Qatar. I don't know.
Oh, I
It
was in
was there
Qatar.
actually.
Could have just seen that Milan derby in
Yeah,
Qatar.
yeah. Also, like what's his name? Um, Lautaro scored the winner probably.
Yeah, it makes sense because the World Cup is over. Now he can score. But yeah, he's
But
such a patchy player. I mean, Lautaro Martinez is when he's scoring,
no,
he's
he's
confident.
sneaky. Like his movement sometimes reminds me of, especially on like just before the goal, how he how can I say trick the defense center backs. He just move moved around with the ball without touching the ball. This actually reminds me of Luis Suarez a lot of the time, especially his game against Barcelona when I don't know who was there. Probably Eric Garcia was
Yeah.
tackling him, and he was
By the way,
like
how
he
is
was
Eric
too
Garcia
close to
doing?
him. He's not even in the I don't know squad or anymore
Yeah,
because but like
they're
right
players.
now they have actually probably their best backlines right now. Finally, after I guess like it was 17 combination it took.
Yeah. Uh, by the way,
Yeah, but
let's go back to the Lautaro Martinez and
yeah,
his streak.
yeah, he scored probably 6 or 7 goals out of 7 games or some stuff like that. And thing is that they're playing brilliantly right now. On the other side, I guess like age actually finally caught up with AC Milan players. So
Yeah,
um,
it seemed like AC Milan is finally kind of dropping off. Like they're
yeah,
not doing that well.
yeah, but like take on those players like in the especially in the attack, except for Rafael Leao, nobody is like younger.
No, that's well, Brahim Diaz maybe if he's playing.
Brahim Diaz is not playing like regularly this season, not that much actually. But also Zero, I guess a little bit out of form since the World Cup, and which is actually understandable. But Divock Origi is not there yet. I don't know for some reason, and this guy actually never played in that like how can I say stellar role for my well he did as a substitute, but he's not there.
Yeah, no, fair.
So yeah, that is a problem actually. They are not scoring enough, and they actually lost against some. I don't know who was there.
I
They
think
conceded
Sassuolo
5 goals.
5-2. Yeah, Sassuolo.
Yeah, 5-2. It was also like they conceded 4 goals against Lazio.
Yeah,
So this is like unbelievable. Like they were probably still on uh, number 2 position, and right now Napoli is like 13 points ahead, or
clear.
13 or 14. Yeah. So
And obviously, we
I
have
don't know.
to, as we're talking about, we have to talk about Juventus getting what,
Yeah,
15 points?
yeah, 15, 12, 10 points or 12 points reduction.
Yeah, that's cruel. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it's probably FFP rules or something.
Yeah, I guess like they showed that they were earning a lot, but which they
Wasn't
did
true.
not, and they brought some, yeah, and they brought some players, and that actually cost them actually this points. And I guess like they are sitting, I don't know, let me check. I guess yeah, they are on the 10th position probably.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
makes sense.
13th.
Makes sense. If you lose that
Yeah,
amount of point, yeah.
yeah. Before that, they were actually, and Lazio, apparently, it seems they are going to play in the Champions League.
Yeah,
Um, all those or four teams actually, from Lazio to Roma, they are only divided by 1 point. And Lazio, Atlanta, and Milan, all of the teams have like same points, 38. They are like 15 points behind of Napoli, and only Inter is chasing, but it's like still 13 points. I don't know. Most likely Napoli is going away
oh
this
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
Apparently,
To be honest, there's no challenger. I don't see a challenger.
no. And thing is that like with Napoli, even sometimes they shuffle. And Giovanni Simeone came in, and whenever he was coming in, he was scoring. And right now he has more goal per minute uh, ratio than any other strikers in the
In
top
Europe.
five league.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy. And people are talking about they don't find a good number nine that is cheap. Uh, yeah. Look at Napoli. They found how many? Osimhen,
three actually. Yeah,
Raspadori, and as well as Simeone.
yeah.
Uh,
And apparently Arnautovic from Bologna is scoring as well.
yeah. Does Manchester United fans know?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's a different league, different sort of
No, no. I
profile.
understand. It's not.
Um,
It's still not easy for scoring for
yeah,
Bologna.
yeah. But I'm a little bit surprised with what's his name, Temi Abraham, this season especially.
He's been wasteful.
Um, yeah, and also like I, did you know Tottenham was following what's his name, the Roma winger on the other side, from the left. What's his name? He is missing like all sort of chances.
Zaniolo.
Zaniolo, yes. I don't know if they watch any games or anything, but they were actually looking for because I guess like someone was injured or something, and they were looking for a striker who can score, or like a winger who can score, to apparently to get some game time or something like that. And yeah, yeah, Sony is not scoring, so they needed someone who can come to Premier League and score. And apparently they are actually choosing the guy who is actually missing easiest chances so far in this season.
Sorry. Uh, but yeah, think of if we. I am laughing that this way, and then if this news got to Jose Mourinho and how hard he must be laughing. Um,
No, he was actually apparently playing chicken with Tottenham, and they actually let him go, but for some reason Tottenham came in sense, and they did not buy him or something like that.
Oh no, spoiled.
But it would be a good business for Roma because they are not getting anything out of, because I don't know, like Mourinho, when he was talking to the press, it seems like he gave up on Zaniolo or something. But so far, his star player is Dybala, and he's saying like Dybala probably the best striker in the world or something like that. But
No,
Mourinho does that in
yeah,
United.
he always talk about his players, but it does make sense
Yeah.
because Dybala is the one who's carrying this Roma team.
Yeah. Also, even though Tammy Abraham's like, is not scoring, but his positioning still like really good. Um, Apparently, he sort of have a link up, and Um, Dybala is getting some support actually from midfield, uh, but on the other side of the wings, and they're not like, also like the Tammy Abraham not scoring is not helping them actually.
And
Otherwise,
when
this,
you talk about midfield, it's about Matic and probably Pellegrini, and they're not that great either.
no, not at all. But coming back actually, Lazio is
Doing well.
how can I say? Yeah, I guess like what's his name? Zakakni, Mattia Zakakni. He already scored like 8 league goals.
Yeah, it's a big deal
Um,
for Lazio because they're doing it without Ciro Immobile.
yeah. And who thought actually, like, because it is probably their first season, right? Without him.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, but Zakagni, I guess like I don't know. Probably he's going to be one of those players who can probably, I don't know, apparently take on the that Italian jersey. So far it looks that way, but let's see. There is another player actually who impressed me. What's his name? Let me check. He's from Salernitana, Boulave Dia. His one
uh,
touch finishing is like good, really good.
didn't see much, but yeah,
No,
I
Salernita. Sorry, their name is like really
Salernitana. Yeah,
Salernitana. So like they're how can I say, they got some impressive results against some teams, which they should not do or something like that. But they did it anyway, and his performance is like really well. Um, and yeah, like this striker, and I already mentioned like Florian. What's his name? Balgumi. Fun fact about Balgumi: he's from Arsenal, and he's apparently born in USA. So I saw USA, like ESPN USA, and they're talking about like bringing these players to the
U.S.
March
national team.
friendly,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, to register him apparently or stuff like that, and they have to negotiate and
So they
everything.
need another Giorena. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and Reina apparently scored a winner. I guess like against who? I forgot. Uh, yeah, he scored a winner actually recently. But thing is that like they're actually looking for a striker,
Hmm.
USA.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Pulisic, I guess like he's more comfortable on the left side because he's not like that the guy, or even in the middle.
The
But
last
like
striker
they have,
that that was played for US is Jose Altidor
yeah. Another thing, I guess McKinney was brought into Leeds.
from
Yeah,
Juventus.
McKinney. Yeah, on probably loan, or I don't know. I don't remember actually, or permanent. So it's a good move actually, for uh,
For
for
McKenny
McKinney
to get some
in a
game
way.
time.
Yeah, Not only game time, actually, he will probably play in a system. I guess like Leeds are building like a whole new team. Like they're a little bit moving away from that. How can I say, high pressing
PLC system.
uh, Bielsa system, and a little bit like more systematic system. And McKinney, I guess, like his work rate is like really high. We have seen so far. So yeah, like they would love to want this sort of striker. And I already mentioned like one touch finishing. This striker and this Salernitana striker, they are actually like really good right now. So yeah, let's see what is going to happen.
And Leeds has a
But
US based coach, right?
yeah, Marsh.
Yeah, makes sense.
Do you know next Copa America will be in US?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it just it decided actually.
Yeah, I just saw that.
So
I
like
might
1 or 2 weeks.
I might go there.
So am I actually. I have a plan so far.
So
Well,
yeah,
it depends on so many things.
yeah. So that could be a very good opportunity for both
Yeah,
of us.
probably it would be Messi's last tournament. I don't know. Well, we have been talking about Messi's last for a while.
For a while, and it's keep winning. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, now you can see his game without have to really be uh,
yeah.
nervous about it because he can kind of own everything.
Well,
Um,
I still still have those, when I see every time I go to the social media or something, there was someone like always some videos about this World Cup and always some
yeah,
videos about
it's still there.
this
Yeah, it's
Argentina team
still
and
still
this,
very neat.
especially like when I saw when I see the save from Amy Martinez every time. How can it be like it's unbelievable still?
Yeah, no, it's not even 2 months, so makes sense. Not really out
Yeah.
of it. Um, yeah, that's about it for me in Italian football. I mean, there there are some interesting games coming up, and yeah, we'll try to cover
Yeah, I didn't want to go through any like how can I
game to
say
game.
specific game.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because it would be too much, and there were so many interesting techniques I have seen so far. Well, not so many, but little tricks and tweaks. Um, because football doesn't change overnight, actually, even though we were not there for 1 month. So, um, yeah, there was an interesting.
it was paused for us.
Yeah, we needed that actually.
Yeah,
Can understand. But Monza actually made I guess like they won twice against Juventus. I guess like in their first time in their history. So maybe it's a
yeah.
record, a big record for them.
Yeah. Well done, Monza, and I've seen a good win of Cremonese against Roma. Um, but yeah,
Roma sometimes they look like I don't know. They will go out of this like pit, but sometimes they don't. And Mourinho recently was talking about like living with family and everything and stuff like that.
in
And also
London,
like yes,
so he
against
can't
in London.
afford them to bring in Rome.
Not really, because his family is settled in um, London, and he actually took the Tottenham job because of that. Actually, so far what he said at the time in the documentary.
Well,
Um,
if he can wait for a few more months, maybe Graham Potter.
I was going to say that his fourth time probably.
Under
Yeah, but
each ownership
he lost some people actually. I guess what's his name? That Chelsea player from Italy um, who died actually. What's his name?
Chelsea player from
Isn't
Italy.
it so much?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
the- Viali.
Viali, yes, he's like one of the closest person from for him. Also some other person, so it makes sense in a way. Uh, but yeah, also Pele died. Um, we were not recording at that time, so um, condolences, and also I don't know. Well,
Yeah, I was. That's a great point you just touched on. Pele is one of the greatest player to play the game.
probably the first superstar of football, I guess.
Yeah, the global
Yeah,
superstar.
first global superstar.
Um, yeah, just a huge loss. But whatever is done for the game itself, it's there to be celebrated. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
but I do have very good memories of Viali. Um, he was uh, he was with Mancini in Sampdoria. They played really well, and I think Sampdoria were uh, playing against Barcelona in 1993, or is it Sampdoria Winners Cup or something? The final
Cup
and
Winners' Cup, I guess, like it was 1993 or 4 and that
1993.
time.
Yes, um, and I was very young. I remember the game. Uh, yeah, so Viali is one of the players to look up.
Baccio was in Lazio, right?
But Zio was in. He played in Sampdoria too.
Yeah, because but at that time he was not in Sampdoria.
No, no. But Baggio, Robert Baggio have played a lot of teams,
Yeah.
including Fiorentina.
Well, Fiorentina. I was watching actually like some old photos of Fiorentina,
I was
and I was
actually,
actually wondering.
I dyed my hair. I thought I dyed for the Fiorentina great uh, Gabriel Batistuta. I was looking for a retro shirt for when I was away. I couldn't find a retro shirt, and especially of Fiorentina. People don't really. You have football shirts for all the top teams in the English Premier League and um, like Juventus and stuff like that at most, but nobody really buys Fiorentina shirts. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but I saw so far even in Germany I saw um what's the name of the club? Roma T-shirt. Also saw Benfica.
Well, that
Um,
you're in Europe, obviously. You'll see that there's
yeah,
passion for that.
yeah, and also like Japan national team's T-shirt is like everywhere. They have like three T-shirts, like all three T-shirts of Japan national team
Yeah, normally
for some
they're very
reason. I
good.
don't in Adidas. Also, I guess like Fiorentina T-shirt. I don't know. Um, no, Fiorentina T-shirt is rare. Even when I was in Milan, I only saw SE and Inter, and their shop is like really close. Like in the same market. It's like in the same block, and it was right near in their like central Duomo or something like that, that area. And
They're divorcing
uh,
the stadium, um,
yeah, I heard. I'm not
San
sure
Siro.
about that
Yeah, San Siro.
because I saw also protest uh, from people, but I did not actually believe that actually. But still, I don't believe that
Yeah,
because Italians, so far I understand, like so far I understood that uh, they don't give away things so easily, especially historic and stuff like that.
yeah.
Venice is still there, like floating around.
Uh,
Yeah.
True, but I think the time has come to get one of the teams.
But are
One
they
of,
going to separate like
I think one of the teams has to go in a different stadium, but that's a shame.
uh, but the thing is that like they don't have money.
You mean AC Milan and Inter Milan both?
AC Inter both actually. So far when I heard that actually, and there was a statistics, like someone was mentioning there was an article actually. I actually completely forgot about that when I just remember when you mentioned, because someone was saying like if without new investment it's not possible
True,
for one club to move
true,
away.
true, very
And
true.
there are some also like legally things going on, because Italy is also like bureaucratically a disaster or something. It will take forever. So I don't know if it's possible or anything. There aren't any actually space in Milan. Where would they like go?
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, that's about it from me regarding the Italian uh, Super Cup and the league. Uh, don't have anything to add.
No, not really. Like tomorrow, there are some interesting games coming up. Arsenal is going to play in Goodison Park against Everton. It will be, I think, an interesting game. Lazio Fiorentina already done, I guess. Juventus Fiorentina tomorrow, or on Sunday. Sunday, yeah. Let me check. Lazio Atlanta. That would be a game. So yeah, I don't have anything to add.
Okay. On that note, I guess is we can wrap it up.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for recording and finding some time. Anyone watching us, we're back and hopefully be running regularly from now on. There's some interesting Champions League game is coming on as well. We're right about in time where the exciting part of the season is happening, and we're right there.
season just got started actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like February, March is the business end of the season.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, on that note, uh, if you have if you anyone has any questions or comments or anything, please let us know. Otherwise, please like, share, and make sure that you stay connected with us. Any final thoughts?
Not really. Except I would probably, I'm thinking about covering some games like
Like
tactical
live?
board. Yeah. No, not live. Like no, no.
Okay.
With the technical boards, I think I saw some of our videos. Actually, I was reviewing them, and I think we did not do the technical board thing for the clubs because there are so many games with the club,
Yeah, it's hard.
and it's like really hard. But I think we should start doing that. I guess. Like, let's see.
Yeah, we'll do. Uh, just making sure that we've said everything and wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll be back next week.